Donate to the AVID class to see your favorite teachers get a pie in the face.
Security cameras coming onto RHS campus. All this and more on All New TigerCast News, November 20th, 2015.
From Eye of the Tiger, this is TigerCast News. Broadcasting from Studio 403 at Roseville High School.
Good morning and welcome to an all-new TigerCast News. I'm Billy Menard.
And I'm Claire McKegg.
Roseville Joint Union High School District is considering installing surveillance cameras on the RHS campus. We go to Preston Walter with more on the story.
RJUHSD School District has been discussing implementing security cameras at RHS because it can help resolve campus-wide conflicts as well as potentially reduce vandalism at the school.
To be able to come in the next morning, and if there's been vandalism or theft, be able to go back and look at the record and see if we can identify who that was. I do think during the school day, should there be an incident or a problem or something take place, like theft or vandalism while kids are here, it's more likely that we see that, somebody witnesses it, but if we don't have a witness, to be able to go back and look at the record and find out exactly what happened and where it took place and why would be very, very helpful.
Assistant Principal John Coleman welcomes the security cameras on campus.
Since I've been working at Roseville High School, I've been advocating strongly that this campus needs security cameras. My previous school, we had cameras all over campus, and they solved lots of problems.
Because of the layout of Roseville High School, the campus will require more cameras compared to other schools in the district.
105 years old, right? So our school's not set up the way a lot of the other schools are. All the other schools, especially the three newest ones, are set up to have almost a school on the outside and a big quad area in the middle, and putting those cameras so that they can survey the quad area in the middle is an ideal way to do that. We don't have that kind of setup. We're more lots of nooks and crannies. So we're going to have to bring in one of the security experts when we buy the equipment to talk to us about what's the best possible setup, what's the best place to put these cameras. And because of the unique configuration of our school, what we're looking at is possibly buying some additional cameras and putting more than just the ones that the district's going to provide, having a few other options so that we can see as much as possible our school and what's going on here when no one's here.
The Roseville Joint Union High School District Board members will be meeting on December 8th to discuss the implementation of the cameras.
This year, AVID 11 has began a new fundraiser to raise money for their college field trip. Teachers have been squaring off to see who can raise the most money. The teacher who raises the most money gets to throw a pie in the face of their opponent.
Well, I have a policy of shaking my students down every single day when they come in. So I make sure that they, have money ready to hand me so I don't get a pie in the face. I'm not above bribing people, threatening people, anything that works is fine for me.
The losers will be getting the pies thrown in their faces on Monday after Thanksgiving break.
Ignite Club recently changed their name to Fearless Club and kicked off with a big event on the outdoor amphitheater this past Monday. Aaron Rye has the story.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom!
Following a recent rebrand from Ignite, Fearless Club hosted a powerful event which featured the Power Team. This is a traveling group that goes around the world breaking bricks and preaching the message of hope.
The opportunity to tell teenagers that their life has a purpose and life has hope. I go all over the world, and without fail, everywhere I go, people feel hopeless. They feel like they have no purpose in life. They feel like nothing is going right for them. Something bad is always happening. They need to know that not only is there good things going on in the world, but their life has a purpose, and their life can have something good going for it too. So it doesn't matter where I go, anywhere around the world, or if it's on a high school campus, everyone feels the same, and everyone's got some kind of a message that they need to hear. So the message we bring is that of hope, love, and purpose.
While the message delivered by the club will remain the same, the method in which Fearless runs is the main change going into future meetings.
So Fearless Club is the new Christian club on campus, taking over for the name of Ignite. And this is not your average, typical, normal, boring Christian club. Just like you saw with the outdoor amphitheater event, each Monday in the small gym is gonna be an event like that. We're gonna have music, we're gonna have pizza, giveaways. It's just gonna be a great time, and it's a positive atmosphere where students can come and they can hear a message of hope, and just have a great time interacting with friends and others.
Most people, when they think of a Christian club, they think that it's just really boring and you just sit there and talk about God the whole time, but we're kind of changing it up and bringing in some things that'll excite kids. Like, we have music bumping the entire time, and we have a pastor who's like 6'5", 300 pounds, and he breaks bricks with his head. It's not your typical boring Christian club, and you guys should all check it out.
Fearless Club meets every Monday at lunch in the small gym, and anyone, regardless of what they believe in, is welcome to join.
We now go over to Keegan Ness with the sports.
Thanks, guys, and welcome to an all-new TigerCast Sports Network. I'm Keegan Ness. This week we take a look at the varsity wrestling team. We go to Sam Toomey with the story.
The Roseville varsity wrestling team has their heads held high heading into this upcoming season, considering the fact that last year was one of their most successful seasons ever.
Last year's team, we had a solid team, 6 or 8 seniors, so it was a pretty senior-dominated team. Finished 4th in the Division II section tournament as a team. Advanced 11 of 13 kids from the league tournament to the divisional tournament. That was the second most in the league. And then we took 4 kids on to Masters, which is the tournament right before state. The 4 kids that made it did a fantastic job, and it's the most we sent to Masters. We sent 4 the year before as well, but that's the most probably in 2 decades. So to have 4 last year and 4 the year before, and not have anywhere near that many in 2 decades, 2 pretty good years, really.
A big part of the wrestling team's success came from their seniors, especially from senior Logan Ash, who racked up a season total of 293 points. But with the loss of their senior wrestlers, the team lineup is wide open.
This year, realistically, the lineup is wide open. Normally, as the coach, I could look at my team and tell you there's 14 weight classes. I could probably tell you 10 of the kids who would be the starters on varsity. This year, I might be able to name 2. It's that wide open.
The team's going to look a little different than it has in the past few seasons. You know, we don't have the kind of depth that we did the last few years, but we kind of have better wrestlers kind of here and there. So our roster is going to look a little bit different this year, a lot different than previous years, but I think we're still going to be pretty solid.
New to the team this year, Washington transfer Christian Matlock is looking forward to the season and hoping to take advantage of the wide open roster slots.
I guess the most exciting part about the season that's coming up is getting to see the new competition, from a different state. And there's more kids, the competition is going to be way better, and trying to improve. My mentality is to get as good as I can get. This is my last year, and I'm trying to get everything I can out of wrestling.
Their first match is December 5th at Vista. Now we go over to Austin Collins with entertainment.
Thanks, Keegan. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was released back in 1987. While not the latest picture to be released, it is a must-watch given that Thanksgiving is just around the corner. This film tells the story of Neil Page, played by the comedic genius Steve Martin, as he journeys home to Chicago for Thanksgiving. Along the way, he meets the lovable, yet troublesome butterball, Del Griffith, played by John Candy. Chock full of slapstick humor and crude jokes, don't let the shallow premise fool you, as this movie successfully conveyed emotions such as loneliness and the need for companionship, and had a whole lot of heart. This is why I'm giving Planes, Trains, and Automobiles 4 out of 5 stars. This film is available for instant viewing on Netflix in case you need something to watch for the rest of second period. With Thanksgiving break starting in a measly few hours, here are 5 must-watch films coming out during the break. Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 comes out today. This final chapter in the beloved movie adaptations to the Suzanne Collins book series is sure to give fans everywhere a good conclusion to the world of the Hunger Games. Legend also comes out today, starring Tom Hardy as the Cray brothers as they rise to take over the criminal London underworld. Creed comes out on the 24th, telling the story of Apollo Creed's son in this Rocky spin-off, starring Michael B. Jordan as Addison Johnson and Sylvester Stallone reprising his role as Rocky Balboa. Victor Frankenstein comes out on the 24th as well. Starring James McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe, this unique take on the classic story of Frankenstein should be fairly interesting from this new perspective. The Good Dinosaur comes out on the 25th. The Pixar animation film takes place in a world where dinosaurs are not extinct and live among people, which should be an interesting premise the whole family can get behind. We now go back to Claire McKeag with more news.
Thanks, Austin. Alyssa Abbott is an aspiring music student who has had music as a part of her whole life. We could go to Reese Wisner to learn more about Alyssa's story.
Alyssa Alyssa Abbott is an aspiring music student who started young and was encouraged by her family.
Okay, well, I guess it all kind of started when I was, maybe seven or 8. I used to do some opera stuff with my dad because my dad majored in music and he did a lot of theater. I was so excited when I got into middle school because I was able to band. So I joined that band, and then ever since I just loved playing, so I kept practicing, and then I got into high school and a bunch of opportunities, and everything just opened up from there.
Now she is contributing her experience to several different bands throughout the community.
I'm a part of, 4 different types of bands. I'm in this band here. I'm in Roseville Community Band, Auburn Community Band, and a small jazz group called the Doug Davies Band. Doug Davies is a small jazz group, and jazz is like my favorite. And I actually met this man, Doug, from Roseville Community Band. He helped me a lot when it comes to playing gigs and doing all this jazz stuff, and he's really cool. He's kind of become like a grandfather figure to me. And it's great because I can just play with somebody who, is a really good musician, so I'm able to branch out and be better than I can just because of how exposed I am.
As Alyssa furthers her connection to music, she plans on it holding her future wide open to many different opportunities.
I definitely am thinking about taking music into my future lifetime, more than spiritual, emotional level, definitely a career type of thing. I really, whether it's being a music teacher or a professor at a college, or having my own band and just gigging around, it's such fun. I don't even consider it a hobby anymore. I kind of consider it like my life now. It's a way to connect with people, and I think I'm happy I'm gonna have this for the rest of my life because it's so important.
You can see Alyssa as well as the rest of the marching band in their parade on Vernon Street downtown tomorrow.
2 dedicated students in the drama program are directing their own plays. Emily Ruiz has the story.
Jeremy Frisch and Alicia Bonner are in charge of directing small plays as an assignment in their drama class.
I've worked with a lot of these people before, and I feel pretty confident in their skills. They're great actors, so I'm pretty proud to be working with them and helping them improve to be a better actor and putting on a great show.
I'm really excited to be directing this because it's a completely new experience for me. I'm usually on the stage, and I usually have a director telling me where to be and what to do and how to say what I say. But now I'm the one making those decisions, and it's pretty exciting to have complete creative control over what's going on.
They are in charge of directing their peers and will handle every aspect of the production.
I am making sure that my actors have their lines memorized. I decide their blocking, which is their movement. I am a costume designer. I am doing everything for this play.
I'm responsible for helping a lot of the characterization that kind of goes on right here. So it's not really about them memorizing lines. Like, I trust them to memorize their lines. I'm more about working on, because it's a comedy, their timing, their delivery, and in general, just being funny. It's a comedy.
They feel confident in taking on such a responsibility and have faith in their fellow actors.
I've done this before, but it's definitely a challenge doing it with a bigger group.
I'm really proud of my actors, even though I've only had them for a little while. They're already being completely compliant, and they have their own ideas, and it's really exciting to be on the directing side of what's going on.
We wish them the best of luck on both productions.
The Roseville High School coat drive will be starting after Thanksgiving break on November 30th. Students will be able to drop off their new and used coats in the admin hallway or in the cafeteria.
That's it for us today on TigerCast News.
And remember, we're always on at eyeofthetigernews.com. See you next time.